I was 25 when it happened. Um, at that time, I had a relationship actually, but normal relationship things. Um, we had issues, so it was almost the same time that I lost my dad, and then there came this guy who was always around, trying to keep me company and the rest. But we never had any relationship, so to say. And just within the space of 1 month, one thing led to the other, and I got pregnant. I didn't even know I was pregnant, but the guy told me. He was the one that actually told me that I was pregnant. I didn't even notice anything. And then he was so happy about it. Like, if I can say, this kind of mischievous happiness. It was as if it was a planned thing. So weeks went by, and almost the same period I was supposed to go for my law school. I was so scared. I didn't tell my parents. Nobody knew about it except him and his family. So I went to my law school at Enugu, Agbani. That's in November. When I came back for a short break in December, that was when I mustered the courage to talk to my brother, and then my brother related it to my mom. So by January, I was supposed to go back to school again. But during that December period, it was like hell for me, because before that incident, I used to be, well, people see me as a calm person, and let me say, I'm a church girl, and I live, my house is close to the church actually. I face so many discriminations, to the extent that even people in the church that you consider them to be close to you, even when you greet them, they don't answer. They now have a tag. This girl is just like, I was looking at myself like the worst sinner here on earth, like a condemned person. I was feeling so neglected. And then there is the shame. I could not even move around. My family, on the other hand, it got to a point that my mom, yeah, I know it's something that should disturb her very much. At a point, she was like, this girl, you want to kill me? You just want to see me dead? You want me to follow your dad? Just talks like that. Even if you want to say anything in the house, they don't regard you. They just shut you up. At a point, my mom was like, I don't even need you again. Yes, it got to that point. I don't even need you again. But I just thank God for my siblings, my elder ones. They were just trying to encourage me. So In fact, at that time, I cannot even go anywhere. If you want to step out of the house, it's either you are going to see that guy, or they think you want to go and commit another thing. They just tag you as promiscuous, and then they forget the past, how you've been trying to live your life just to be good, to grow up and finish well. So January came, time to go back to school. By then I was already 4 months pregnant. I went back to school. I was alone in school. When I left for school, my mom called me. That was when she calmed me down. I think she was calmed at that time. She started encouraging me, and I got a lot of support from her. Well, in school, I didn't find it easy. You know, everybody looking at you. You know, you're supposed to come to law school, and then you got pregnant out of wedlock. You know, there's this stigma, to the point I thought to myself, should I just get a ring and put on my finger so people will think as if I'm married? Stuff like that. But I decided to take it up, to muster the courage and face whatever it is. So now, in the course of all this, actually, I had options, so many options. Some people advised me to abort the pregnancy. In fact, someone even gave me money. He gave me, I think it was 7,000, said, take this money, go and just terminate this pregnancy. Well, since I've already made up my mind not to do such, I branched to a market, Terminus Market, and I got maternity clothes for myself. I went back home. So while in school, I didn't find it easy because law school is a challenge on its own. People are reading, I could not read. I was depressed. Like, I was depressed. Every time, almost throughout all nights, I was always crying, always thinking. Even in class, I lose concentration. Well, when we came back for extension, I had to leave school like 3 weeks before vacation because I was already due, and if I was supposed to put to bed back in school at Enugu, there was nobody there to take care of me. So I had to leave school, came back home. Even when I was at home, it's like nobody really cared about me. It was just my brother. My mom did not even care to come back home because she works in a different place. She works in Mongu, not here in Jos, so she usually comes. So even my externship, I couldn't even attend most of it. So that was how it went. And then I had my baby on the 30th of April. When I had my baby, there was nothing, literally nothing. All these baby clothes and the rest. The guy did not even bother to buy anything. And my mom said she doesn't have money to do all these things. Finally, that phase came and passed. And then when I resumed back to school, that was in July, I needed somebody to go to school with me to help me take care of my 2-month-old child. Because initially, my mom said I should leave the baby at home and go to school. I said no, I can't leave a 2-month-old baby in Jos and then go to Enugu. I can't concentrate. So I left with my baby. The guy told my mom, promised my mom that they'll give me money for accommodation, feeding, and the rest. And there was nothing. I went to school. I arrived Enugu around 11 p.m. It was that night that I had to squeeze out of the little money I have and paid a room that I could sleep inside with my sister and my 2-month-old baby. Even in the room, there was no money. The little I had, I spent it on my transportation. Yes, my transportation with my sister. Even in the room, there was no mattress. I had to pretend as if I'm always reading, just to allow my sister take the best space. And sometimes when I have to sleep, I sleep on the floor. There was no food. And meanwhile, this guy told my mom that he has given me everything that I needed. There was no baby food, there was nothing. At a point, I started living on pap without sugar. I'll take pap half a cup, and then I'll have to live with it throughout the day. At the same time, I was reading for my bar finals. I was breastfeeding my child, to a point that even during the exams, I could not write, because anytime when I see the papers, it just gets blurred. So finally, I couldn't even write my exams, because our grading system was, even if you get 100 in all the courses and then you get a 49, it's automatically failed. That was how I failed my bar final exams. When I came back, the struggle continues. I needed things for my baby, but this guy is not providing anything. And for me to start asking my mom again, if you ask of anything, they will say, the 295,000 that I paid in law school, all the expenses, what and what. In fact, I didn't send you to do this thing, what and what. So what I do, I'll just pick my baby, dress very well. At home, they will think as if I'm going to work or something official. But the truth was that I go to a place in Kangan here. I do go there and look for menial jobs to do. I farmed, I weighed, and then just to get money to take care of my child. In all this, I did not give up. When I was going for my NYSC, I was forced to leave my child. At that time, she was 6 months old. I was forced to leave her behind. You know, how can a mother live without her 6 months old child, going all the way to Gombe, and I left this baby here alone. It was another trauma for me. And all this while, everybody has one thing to say about me or the other. And trust me, negative things. But finally, I was able to go back to school. I wrote my exams. I passed in 2018, and I was called to the Nigerian Bar July 2018. So what's my advice to young girls out there that may find themselves in the same situation? I just want to say, please, abortion is not an option. abortion is never an option? What if you lose your life in the process? Think about that little fetus in you. That child has equal right to life as you have. And please, you should not be discouraged. You may feel this is the end of the road for me. I cannot rise any higher than this level. I cannot do any other thing. But let me tell you, it is not the end of life. A pregnancy out of wedlock is not a death sentence. Because just rise up, say to yourself, do positive things. Just take a step. Read books if you have to. If you have abandoned your school, go back to school. Just acquire a skill if you have to. Do things that will develop yourself, build yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and otherwise. Don't take what the society say about you. Don't take it too hard. After all, there is a saying that says, if people throw limes at you, lime we know is sour. Just take them and make a lemonade out of it. Drink it, chill, relax yourself. If you feel discouraged at this point, say to yourself, this is not the end of life for me. This is not the end of it for me. I have potentials in me. I am a child of God, and I have seeds of greatness in me. You have potentials to harness. The world is waiting for your potentials, for your inputs. Don't just sit back there and waste your life. No. Rise up. Take up the challenge. Be positive. Be positive. Right now, I'm so happy because I never took that option of aborting my child, because today I look at my child and every day she gives me happiness. Her name is Great, and I see her fulfilling great things in her life. I just thank God, because now I think her father is, he's beginning to come to his senses. Anytime I look at Great, I say, what if I had aborted this child? Will she be here? Because she makes me happy. She makes me happy. Anytime I see her, she calls me mommy. I feel proud, because there are so many married couples out there seeking for just a fruit. I call her my first fruit, and I'm proud to say it. I know there are so many things, negative things I've been hearing about myself, but I don't allow it to pull me down. Before, I used to be sad almost every day of my life. But I said to myself, no. I have things to achieve. I have a destination that I'm supposed to reach. There are so many people that I'm supposed to affect their lives positively. And well, if you find yourself in any state of depression, there is a book I will recommend. I've read it and I'm still reading it again. It's called Every Day a Friday by Joel Austin. You can get the book and read. And I hope that you'll be happy again. Please, don't just stay back, but rise up. Rise up. Pursue your dreams. What if I decided not to go to school because of that pregnancy? What if I've allowed that pregnancy to weigh me down at that time? But I thank God for giving me the courage. I thank God. I'm achieving my dreams. I went back to school, and now I'm a legal practitioner. So forget about the stigma. Stigma will always be there. And let me tell you, if you think this thing is hard, remember the book of Philippians, chapter 4, verse 13, that says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I pray that the Lord will give us that strength and will muster courage to face the future. It is not a death sentence. It is just another phase of life. Just brace up, have the courage, take it up, and move on. Thank you.